comprehensive drubbing here by the Vancouver Titans of the Los Angeles Valiant. 3 maps already down. Series winner already decided. The Valiant have one more map to play in. At least perhaps the pressure's off them here, Matt.
Yeah. Well, you got to feel for the Valiant. I mean, this has been a really rough start to the beginning of their season. I don't think a lot of people expected them to struggle as much as they did or have. And I mean, you see the guys. I mean, it's tough, right? You're just stuck on stage. You don't have any answers. You're just kind of searching for answers. They're clearly not here today, but you still got to play this 4th map, right? You know, they could the meta could shift. They could go on a crazy run. You know, later in the season, every map matters, right? So,
how many buzzwords can we just like let go? You know,
throwing them out. I'm just letting them go.
It is true, and the reason why things are a little bit different now is because there are less games per stage, so teams won't necessarily play every team in order. So, you know, teams have different strengths of schedules into these stages, right? But what's most important, of course, overall is that they make it to our grand finals at the end of the year, which is why, again, that map differential is something that needs to be taken into account, especially in stages where there are 3 less games than there were in our first season. It's more likely that you have teams that have the same win-loss records, and that needs to be separated by map differential.
And Vancouver, I mean, they look calm up there. They're having fun. The camera's going by, bumpers waving to it. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Throwing up hands, you know?
No, they're loving it. I mean, they're having themselves a time up there, and they've really just kind of embraced being here for the Overwatch League. You know, really wanting to take it to the competition that was here last year. You know, I feel for Harsha. This has to be one of the toughest coaching jobs ever. As Repel comes in for Twilight, Harsha's back there like, hey guys, keep going out there doing what you're doing.
Just get out there.
Yeah, great job.
Get out there and play some Overwatch.
Hey guys, keep playing the game the way you're getting.
So that's a substitute, obviously, in the flex support role. And I believe Repel was only fairly recently announced. At least if I recall as much. But this may be his first time. I don't think I've seen him.
No, and I think you know, for the game 4 here, you give Twilight a little bit of a break. You know, he's had a tremendous series from the start to the season. Maybe you feel like you don't really even need him to take this you know, 4th game. Get some stage experience.
Absolutely. I mean, on the side of the Valiant, this is still an important experience for them. They say you either win or you learn. And I think I said this about Shanghai last year, but now it's been the Valiant that have been learning a lot.
Shanghai spent all last year learning.
Yep.
It's paying off now, though.
That's right. So they got that. They done gone and got learned. Rialto is going to be our 4th map here. A map where we've seen like solid defense has been kind of hard to break by attackers. Like very, you know, it's kind of in the same way we saw Dorado in the prior series where teams have opted to defend very close to the attacker's spawn. We may see a similar thing here from the Valiant. It really depends how chipper they're feeling after, you know, having their extremities handed back to them over the course of the last 3 maps.
And I can't stress this enough. You know, Valiant, they do have very good talent in the front line with Fate and Space. You know, 2 very good main tank and off tank players. Izayaki has impressed everybody with his Zenyatta. He's really hyped up coming in this year, and you know, he's kind of lived up to that. It's just everywhere else it seems like they've kind of faltered. I think Karib has played quite well in the Zarya role as well, but I think time will tell if he's a full-time DPS player.
The Valiant do want to play close on this defense here, basically rush straight into spawn. Sominsu from above. A biting grenade here could be devastating. Kuki and Karib get hit by that one, but Karib bubbles immediately to remove the effects of that anti-heal.
I think they're just trying to get like a hook and a pick here, and they don't get it, so they'll switch right off.
From the high ground now, Sominsu will want to try and stay up there and send someone down to be the bubble recipient, or drop down himself. The payload's moving, but Huxel kind of gets caught up there. The Valiant push very closely to the Titans. See a lot of very low health bars here as Janu, probably the most critical of all the Titans, as Izayaki has so much room to get this damage done. The Titans have to split themselves off now by sending half into the spawn.
Yeah, they just go into the spawn though, and they get fully healed up.
Kind of like this.
Not ideal. You don't want to be spawn camped here. Is the Valiant, they do have Shadow, they have Transcendence here, so he built up 2 ultimates.
Sominsu just waiting for people to peek out.
Well, they can't push forward because he's just going to beam them down and put down a ton of damage.
That's why the Transcendence is there now, so the Valiant don't have to worry about the charged up Zarya above them. But they didn't find any kills in that window, so the Shadow had to be here. Huxel is connected with, but Sominsu was there. The damage was always going to be coming, and no one the Valiant was really going to be able to respond to that. Izayaki just being almost staggered by all appearances there. And finally, the Titans get out the door. The Valiant, I mean, what's your take in now? If you're the Valiant, are you happy with that one? Hey, you sort of win a fight.
I mean, you win like, you know, maybe let's call it like 2 fights there, and Now you'll come back with another opportunity. We see a lot of times where teams are able to hold in this next choke as one of the tougher chokes to get through in the game.
Kirkbride to move up here. Oh, okay, just lobs that Graviton Surge in there. A lot of confidence. Sound barrier here for the Vancouver Titans, so somehow Slime was still able to touch the ground and get that ultimate off. Same can be said of Kuki here as the Graviton was responded. Oh, I saw that bump. You can't hide that from me, mate. Nice little Earth Shadow to set Janu up. Me, a Sharkcaster. Oh my god. Janu, what a god. You, an intellectual. Excuse me, it was obviously Bumper getting an Earth Shadow or the boot from the Lucio. I get it, guys. So I've been having the same conversation for days with you. I feel you. I feel you.
You sound quite angry.
I am so mad.
So, Haxel, push on up with Bumper and the rest of the team. It's going to have the Valiant are going to use the rally here. Haxel's going to hold on to his. Yeah, you're just going to kind of sacrifice everybody. I mean, look, I mean, they gave up rally and they don't really, I mean, they win that fight, but like, it's not even really a fight. It's just Haxel and Bumper putting pressure on. Now you come back, you'll have your own rally. You're going to get closer towards Transcendence.
Isn't this
you're
the
gonna have
classic description
here.
of forcing teams to use those ultimates?
Yeah, I mean, did you really need a rally there to kill just Haxel and Bumper when
it's
you
kind
had
of a
like
weird
four
ultimate,
players?
right? Because the healing isn't as much as Transcendence per se. It does leave that sort of residual armor if people are healed up. I mean, but
it just turns like it turns like Brigitte into like a really like she's tough to take down. She becomes like an offensive.
She can 1v1 Reinhardt's quite happily in that mode.
So it's like
ridiculous.
Did you need to use that to run in, and you had teammates there, and you know, Bumper, as soon as the rally is popped, we saw it from his POV. He just stood there. He's like, okay, mission accomplished. He was riding the payload, chilling.
Take a knee, my friend. Around the corner.
Like, I'm tired.
Yeah. Why are you tired? It's been a short match, mate. Not exactly a marathon running the Naya. Bumper making the sprint with the rest of the Titans. So far, so good. The Valiant set up on the high ground here, but the Titans actually all stick low except Salome Soe. So the threat of the Graviton from an off angle is always going to be there. Now, he's not charged up, but what he really needs to do is get off a nice grab here, and he's kind of done his job. And I would consider that. I'd find out under nice grab. Bumper blocks the shadow from Fade. He was desperately looking for something, but Bumper still falls foul there. Of that self-destruct, nice little bash there that came in from Agility to set that up. Remember what happens when the Titans lose Bumper first in a fight. They rarely win. The double-edged sword strikes true once more.
So they'll hold on ults. Back up here is Kirkbride doing a nice job. Ooh, staying charged up. That's a big kill. Don't know how much
charge Salome Soe had. Well, not very much at the start of the fight.
Yeah. But they'll come back. A grab here for Kirkbride. See if he can land. We have not really seen, in the two matches that we've done today, really like the Divas eat any Graviton Surges. I think it's just more of a product of the Zarya players in the league, just getting a bit better. Just knowing how much defense matrix is left, knowing where to time them, different like wall positionings, so they just hit things right away. I think you'll see less and less ultimates eaten as time goes on.
Interesting. Not so easy now. Bumper has an Earth Shadow. Sounds like the start of every horror story that's been leveled in the Valiant's direction so far. Somehow he's behind them. You know you're scared about this. You know Fade is looking straight at Bumper with that shield guard. Please don't do it again. Transcendence was not enough to keep Slime alive, though, and Salome Soe getting backed up a little bit. Bumper, ooh, this time, the shadow. He doesn't pay off, and you know what? Yeah, he goes over the edge with Fate.
Well, it's just like the chaos of that whole sequence. It's like, okay, he's past the cart. All right, he's behind us. It's like, I guess we'll use it. Like,
I mean, are you trying to stop yourself from getting staggered? Also, with Fate dying there, like it could have been the Valiant just like whitewash that fighter, just a 6-0, and Fate gets more ult charge. So Bumper giving up his life does take away Fate's opportunity to get more ult charge by staggering him.
This map has been, at least the first half here, has been much closer than we've seen throughout the series this far. The Valiant did look pretty good at King's Row, but Vancouver was able to take that in the end. So now you have this grab. You don't want to like blindly throw it around the corner. So maybe Bumper's trying to gain like a little bit of vision of who's up there, and then you know if you want to come around there and use that grab. Salome Soe now is dropped to the bottom, so that's not the strat here. They'll come around.
Salome Soe is knocked down. He's the only one hit by that shadow there. It's not really enough for the Valiant to get themselves a lead in the early part of this fight. Self-destruct. Oh, there it is again. Yes, all you intellectuals out there, it wasn't just Janu, but it's enough for the Vancouver Titans anyway. And then clean up that fight. Very timely for them as they do want to start playing into the third phase of this map, and that was the fight to win. Gets himself over the line.
So you can tell when those self-destructs go up, then we get that free cam coming, and like you see the Reinhardt just kind of like look up in the sky with both of his arms on the like side to side. You know like something big's about to happen. The Suns have came through. They'll pick it up. Let's see if the Valiant can coordinate theirs though. You know, Kariv with the grabs, space with the self-destruct. There's the grabs. Self-destruct up in the sky. Let's see if they get the pin.
Bumper going down there, and still Valiant not already able to capitalize with that bomb dropped in. Doesn't really matter. The one kill is enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the self-destruct that picks up the kill, but still, you know, it's the...
No, I demand self-destruct kills every fight. I don't think that's unreasonable, based on what this match has provided us. I want it. I want what I want.
You can play close here, because Fate's got the Shatter. Izayaki will have Transcendence in case they counter with anything else.
Rappel used his Transcendence in the prior fight, unfortunately for him.
I think this is where, if you're the Valiant, like how good is your, you know, ult tracking of the other team? You have to have an idea that Vancouver doesn't really have much. As soon as you run in and pick up those kills and don't see anything come out in terms of support ult, you imagine they're not that close. So you can use this Shatter, and then you can use the Transcendence just to keep everybody up. The issue is you need to have Kariv get this grab before you see Salome Soe get his, because you don't want to burn that Transcendence to try and keep everybody up, win the fight too early. Vancouver like disengage, and then
Rappel! Oh, he just fell off. He just slipped off the docks. There was no one that actually assisted him in that regard. An unfortunate slip up there. Look, when you bring in that big shipment of fish, sometimes the decks get a bit slick with the grease. He's just gone over. Oh, maybe not cut out. Maybe his sea legs weren't quite there, man. But regardless, the Titans won't get the start in that fight that we're looking for at all. And this should be pretty open and shut case now, as they'll be stopped here just outside of that second checkpoint on offense.
Look, I mean, people fall off the map all the time, but that's a bad spot to do it. Time in the game, you know, I don't think it was like super close to Transcendence. We'll have to take a look.
I've fallen off boats before. It happens. My brother pushed me actually, but it's still.
But still, I mean, Zenyatta in this meta is able to just build up Transcendence so fast that like, even if you're at like 60% and that fight goes for a little bit, like you're probably gonna get it. It's just tough. We don't know. We'll take a look here. See if he just kind of
chilling
off or the boot.
Peace. You're trying really hard to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm trying. Dude, maybe it was the speed boost and you didn't know it was coming, or maybe you thought.
Well, actually, if he was in midair, he'd already jumped.
Yeah.
Then it's possible that.
Because that happens at like when you play, you know, sometimes you like run around and Lucio stamps the speed and you don't realize it. Like you just jump and your slight left movement becomes far left, and then you end up in the drink.
Okay, no, you know, I feel that we didn't have to use too much mental gymnastics there. I think that was actually pretty reasonable. Benefit of the doubt, always give it. Salome Soe and Johnny just gonna be chilling. I don't know. Do we see some wackiness out of the Valiant? The Valiant have to expect the Vancouver Titans to also play similarly aggressive on the defense, right?
I don't think so. I mean, the Valiant haven't really shown us anything. Super chaotic Slime here.
What is Slime? Slime
going
is
for the Reddit Lucio here.
Exactly. He's actually right at the top of your screen. Here you go. Yeah, he chills.
This is like a Sting from like back in the day wrestling. Like he comes from the Raptors here.
It's like Altair in Assassin's Creed. They just jump down on someone.
No, nothing.
No good. All right.
We hyped that up. Now they're gonna all die.
Look, if you don't hype it up, then you get caught by surprise. Izayaki just gonna stagger Janu out. So that first forward defense doesn't exactly come up with the goods.
That could have been really cool, but it was kind of horrible how that ended for Vancouver. But they'll get another fight here. So, you know, they don't give up. Like, I guess the better part is like they don't give up a ton of like ult charge to the Valiant. If you're Vancouver, even if you gave up the ult charge, you still feel pretty good about how you turn these fights around. So this will probably be the last fight of point A.
Margin of error pretty slim here for the Titans now, but they really know how to hit the ground running when the fights are very important like this. And guess what happened? Bumper gets the first kill in a fight. Always a good sign for Vancouver.
What's interesting though is that, like, you know how like Vancouver, when they have the ultimate advantage, they get really aggressive and they know it. Like that fight, nothing really like happens for the Titans, so they don't really have a ton of ultimates. But Bumper,
Johnny trying to protect him.
Definition of bad positioning here. Yeah.
Okay. They're committing so much.
Let's double down. Why not? Get him out. Get him out. All right. So we use trance to keep Bumper alive.
That is not what I would consider a tactical extraction.
Hey, why not, man?
That's so good. All right, he's already coming out from both sides now. Bumper needs to make up for that with a nice big shatter in this next fight. Self-destruct's in. Bumper not in a position to actually force the Valiant to eat that explosion. So now he backs up. He's caught in a grab. A little bit sloppy. Perhaps not as clean execution from the Titans this time around, but the Valiant done a good job of exploiting that.
You know what they could have used in that grab there to keep Bumper and Summon Soe alive? Could have used that Transcendence they used to get.
They didn't have Transcendence. Why didn't they have Transcendence?
Yeah, he was in the Valiant spot, you see.
Oh, okay, right. Sounds like there and back again, a Hobbit's tail. Bumper with the shadow. Okay, that's filthy. Caught a few people on that one. Forced the Transcendence out of his Izayaki. And again, that's an equitable trade. You feel okay about that one. The grab on the backside is interesting. Okay, yeah. I am convinced I'm being trolled by Bumper. No, he's definitely trolling me.
I love it.
Okay. Slime doesn't get away with that one. Kareem just sends it back with a right click.
The card hasn't moved. Yeah. So you've invested a lot of these ults, and you haven't really given up anything from, quite frankly, either side. I mean, so you'll be able to build them right back up.
I don't know, man.
So now it is quieted down for a little bit. So we come to this next fight. Kareem will have the grab. You do have Transcendence this time for the Titans, so he'll be able to live through it. We'll see though, Fate maybe, you see they're playing the high ground Vancouver, they're gonna actually wrap around.
Look at that very quick push.
Getting very close to the edge here too.
Slime down, Bumper knocked into the drink, Transcendence still committed to the fight. Repel unfortunately not having a full 6 teammates to give that healing over to.
Well, the best part is that they commit that Transcendence, right? And if you're a Valiant fan, you didn't even use your grab, you're gonna have your own Transcendence, self-destruct,
you feel good,
sound barrier, you feel really good.
This is what your Valiant team looks like when they've got a bit of momentum under their belt. Not too shabby at all. Payload just ran in the corner behind Kareem and Co. So they're very close to their goal, essentially. 2 minutes, 53 seconds to get the checkpoint just in front where Bumper's standing. That's plenty of time. Both teams have a lot of ultimate, though. So straight away, Graviton's used on Kareem's general direction. Shatter. Fate not knocked down by that one, but the boop across. Self-destruct in the back. No one fell by that one either. Both teams trying to go for Diva ults, getting nothing. 5 players get a sound barrier on the side of the Valiant, and Kareem goes for that Graviton surge now. Shatter from the backside. Bumper not able to make anything happen there, and a clean fight for Los Angeles. Puts them on the final stretch, just around the corner. And that'll get them at least a map in this series. As we mentioned earlier, that still matters.
Yeah, and they push forward, they get 1 kill. Trying to stagger, they back all the way out here. As they will have Rally. Rally, though, going up against Sound Barrier and Transcendence. Not ideal. You may end up losing this fight if you're the Valiant.
Still,
that next one would look pretty good for you.
They're still in best of Rally, though.
Yep.
Fate charging Johnny does not quite enough to demech the guy. They still get there. The Titans can only just watch from a distance as the payload sails home, and the Valiant get themselves a map in this series. Some big overextensions, a lot of aggression in general being exhibited by the Titans. The Valiant were finally able to use that to their advantage. Again, still didn't quite conquer the Sasquatches or Bigfoots or whatever you want to call them. They look very, very good, Vancouver, and they move up to 4-0 as well, giving the old side eye to the NYXL across the divisional table.
You know, Vancouver looked very strong throughout the series, even though they lose this final map. But I really want to see them and NYXL go out. I think clearly at this point, them two sitting at the top of the league, very strong. I think you can make a case Paris up there as well in this meta, but I know Vancouver with yet another strong performance.
Yeah. Important to point out that the LA Valiant are not officially eliminated from the Stage 1 playoffs.
Very true.
Mathematically, they can still make it. It's heavily conditioned, though. Require a few teams to drop a couple more matches. The Valiant definitely need to win out from here and start to look dominant. But again, the Titans, we really can't read too much into how that last map went from them. They look squeaky clean in those first 3 maps, and then maybe let their hair down a little bit more. Nice to see Repel on stage. Again, the chaos from a few of those fights that Vancouver created made it a little bit hard to get a good feel for him. But hopefully we see more of him on the stage. But now we're going to head down to the stage with Danny and a very special main support.
Thank you, Mr. X and Uber. What is up, everybody? I am here with Slime from Vancouver Titans. Make some noise. Thank you, thank you. Congratulations. Now, with today's win, you have 4-0 record. 4 wins, 0 losses. You guys are on top of the league. How confident are you that you guys could keep this momentum going? 자, 오늘의 승리로 이제 밴쿠버 팀이 4대 0이라는 레코드를 가지고 있습니다. 한 번도 진 적이 없죠. 지금 굉장히 좋은 기세로 승승장구하고 있는데 이 기세를 좀 스테이지 플레이오프 때까지 유지할 수 있을 거라고 확신하십니까?
1시즌 스테이.
네, 그죠.
1시즌 플레이오프 끝날 때까지 단 한 번도 안 질 것 같아요.
I could guarantee that up until stage 1 playoffs, we will not lose a match. Nice. Great confidence. I love that. Second question. So earlier today, Anamo, during his post-match interview, said that NYXL is the best team for 3-3 meta. Let's take a look. It says, we're the best 3-3 team, Anamo. And then 2 reactions to that statement. We have Slime just looking very concerned and Bumper just laughing. 이거에 대해서 좀 설명 좀 해주세요. 지금 보시면은 이제 아나모 선수가 3-3 조합, 아니 3-3 메타에서는 우리 NYXL이 제일 세다라고 했는데 이런 리액션을 지금 해주셨어요. 이거에 대해서 조금 설명 좀 해주세요. What's going on here?
좀 처음 들었을 때는 뉴욕도 3-3이 세긴 하지만 저희 플레이 스타일이 재밌기도 하면서 되게 하드한 게임을 많이 해서 그러니까 즐거운 플레이도 얼굴에 담고 좀 빡게임 할 때도 얼굴에 담았는데 그래도 뉴욕은 저희가 이길 것 같아요.
It is true that NYXL is a strong team, but we are having a lot of fun in this meta and for this composition. So ultimately, we are better. Alrighty, cool. Thank you, Slime. Everybody, give it up for Slime. That's all I have for now. Back to you, Uber and Mr. X.
Spicy. Yes,
Yeah.
more of that. Keep my meals nice and seasoned.
I tell you why Bumper's laughing. It's because he's not the one that has to support him running in. Slime's looking at him like, I have to follow you in there. He just charges on in. He don't care.
I mean, pretty reasonable for Slime to say that they expect the Titans as a team expect to sort of win every match between now and those stage finals.
I ain't gonna
Not
argue,
guaranteed, but
argue with that.
I understand the confidence. Hey, let's dive now very quickly in towards our own by HP player of the match. And this one, that's pretty easy to be honest. Slime is going to be a player of the match. What a monster.
Made a lot of really nice group plays to help set up. Well, in one environmental kills. Also, he was able to set up a lot of the grabs of struck combos you see here. Just a quick boop. Probably would have been a kill anyway. Haxall gets the stun. But you still give him the props. And I think when you looked at him play Lucio, and I think it kind of goes for Kuki, and I would say Custa as well. Like, some of these Lucios in the league have just really sick movement. They're able to just go so fluidly off of objects. You see that with Slime all the way up on the high ground. Don't really see that from Kuki that much. I think that's still something as he moves from a main tank to a support he's going to have to do. But really sick series here from Slime.
And this guy makes being reincarnated as a Slime look pretty darn good. 6 environmental kills is a lot. They're not kills you normally expect. Matt giving me a funny face because he's not a weeb. It's okay, mate.
No,
sometimes ignorance is actually bliss.
Went right over my head.
Let's have a look at where our league sits now. Our 2 teams very much at the top of the perch, Matt.
Yeah, it's NYXL up there. They have the one match, and they have the map advantage there as the +10 as opposed to +9. Paris in there as well. We'll get to see them this week as well. Atlanta's still hanging around, and then you see the Valiant all the way down at the bottom there. Even behind the Justice, not a great spot to be if you're the Valiant.
Yeah. We have teams that have played 5 games or some that have played 2, so we expect this to even out much more
it'll all even out
as the season goes on. But coming up next, this one is going to be an absolute barn burner. The revitalized Shanghai Dragons will be taking on the Chengdu Hunters right here, right now. Actually, no, in a bit of a 5 minutes or so, so stick around for that, and we'll see you very shortly.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.